again now, the main stories in London. A memorial service has been held to mark the 25th anniversary of the Clapham rail disaster. 35 people died in the devastating three-train collision in 1988. Today, survivors and relatives of the victims gather to remember them near the scene of the accident. Sangeeta Kandola reports.
And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
A moment of reflection and prayers on the banks above the site of the disaster. Members of the public and survivors gather to remember the 35 that died 25 years ago today. Shortly after 8 a.m. on December the 12th, 1988, two trains crashed near Clapham Junction station. Within seconds, a third empty train ploughed into the wreckage.
Part of the carriage above me had a large iron bar structure, came down and pinned me to the bottom of the carriage. And I thought at that point, that's it, that's curtains. But fireman came with his sledgehammer and just managed to lever the bar up off my neck a little bit. And then I had to wait my turn to be taken out and up the embankment on the ambulances and away to St George's at Tooting.
The Clapham Junction railway disaster changed the way that Britain's railways are managed and tested. For those that managed to get out of the disaster, they say today may be a painful day for many of them, but it's also a day to be grateful and thankful that they survived. Sangeeta Kandola, ITV News.
A police officer who died tackling a gunman in Essex has been awarded a posthumous George Medal for his bravery. PC Ian Dybell was off duty when he stepped in to try to protect the public in Clacton last year. It's the first time the award's been given to a police officer in more than 20 years. The government has set aside an extra £8 million to fund childcare places in London. The funding was announced by the Education Minister, Elizabeth Truss, and the Mayor as they visited a nursery in Peckham this morning. It's hoped the cash will encourage councils to offer full-time childcare from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. rather than the limited hours that some provide now.
Most school nurseries are open from 9 to 3, which isn't very flexible for parents. So what we want to do is things to be much more flexible, schools to be open longer hours, get better use of the great assets we've got.
Well, let's take a look at the weather now with Martin.
Hello again. It's pretty cloudy out there, but at least it is going to be staying dry into this evening. Before tomorrow, things turn much wetter, pretty grey and overcast as well. For the next few hours, though, there will be a few bright breaks in amongst the cloud and temperatures much better than they were yesterday, relatively mild, up at 10 degrees. And tonight, it's staying mild as well. All that cloud is going to trap temperatures in. We will, in the early hours, just start to see a little bit of patchy rain pushing in from the west, and tomorrow morning that patchy rain sweeps slowly across the region. A drier break then around about lunchtime, but in the afternoon, well, it gets really very wet for all of us. A heavy pulse of rain working its way through. Temperatures, though, once again pretty mild at 11 degrees, and the good news is the weekend's looking pretty decent. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Well, for the latest on headlines throughout the afternoon, go to our website, itv.com/London. We will be back on air at 6 o'clock. Until then, have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.